Hello, I am Anthony.
And I'm Tanya.
It's my mom. And this is Karma's a Stitch.
I just got today's quote.
Oh, you did?
Should I see what it says?
Or
should we just go with what we got?
I think we should just go with what we got.
Okay, we're going with what we got.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's a knitting channel, and yeah.
So welcome to new subscribers. We do have several this week, and I'm going to thank a few people for that. I know I appreciate Caroline talking about our cast on party at Aria Barks, and Denise mentioned us again this week, and that's with Dear Designs, and Mandy. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have had several new subscribers in the last 2 weeks, and it has just been amazing. The whole reason we did this was for a sense of community and getting comments from people and be able to engage back and reply back.
From all across the world.
Yeah, and I've had one woman, and I'm not going to say her name because I don't know how she feels about that, but she reached out to me on Instagram, and she said, hey, I found your channel through Caroline, and she started sharing some projects she was working on, and that has been amazing. And she's showing me some sweater patterns. I'm not casting on anything until April 16th. But she's like, would you wanna do this sweater make along with me? And I'm like, holy cow, that would be so fun. So I think on the 16th, I'm gonna see what she's getting ready to cast on. And just being able to do that sort of thing and having new folks to want to do that sort of stuff with us.
Yeah. And
it's just been wonderful. And for all of the folks that have been here from the beginning with us, I've just developed some pretty amazing friendships, and I truly value them, and it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for our welcome. Welcome. As far as where you can find us, I am on Ravelry as 76 Karma. I do try really hard to keep my project pages current. And I may not put progress pictures up every week, but I do have the pattern and the yarn I'm using in with those project pages. And with the, I'm not super busy with any of the forums or the groups. I am a part of a couple of groups, but I'm not super active in there. But you can find my projects on Ravelry. I am on Instagram as Karma's a Stitch, and I am more active on there. I get on there daily, looking at everybody else's stuff. I probably post once, maybe twice a week. But I just totally I've enjoyed Instagram a lot. And you can email me at tanya@karmasastitch.com. And I've had, I think a lot of my connections and a lot of my interactions are coming from my email and my Instagram, and that's been wonderful. We do start each episode with a scripture, and we put it across the screen, and then I'll type it up at the end of the episode. This week's scripture
is Psalms chapter 120, verse 1.
Perfect. And I'll put that up at the end of the episode. And we're going to get into whips.
Cool beans.
And you haven't changed your mind?
Nope. I still want to go last.
Okay.
I want to, you just.
So this week with my whips, I'm going to show you my whips and I'm going to show you my progress, but I'm not going to go through all of the yarn because that is on my Ravelry page. And a lot of these I've already gone over them. Every one of them I've already gone over. But when I complete the project, then I'll go over all of the nitty-gritty details. But as I'm just going through the whips, I'm just going to show you my progress and any notes or anything that I've come across with it. And we are going to start with my Louisa Harding sweater. I have not forgotten about this project. I've had several people say, oh, where's your Louisa Harding? I am working on it. This is the back panel. This is how far I've gotten. This here is where I was the last time you guys saw it. Are you thinking about what sweater it is?
No, I know what sweater it was, but I was like, I thought you were a lot further. But then I realized you got the front panel done.
Yes.
And so that's how far you are on the back panel.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I'm moving my stitch marker now so that it's in the correct spot next time I see you guys. But yeah, I say this every time I work on this project, but I love it. I absolutely love working on this project. So no, I have not forgotten. This has not been a hibernating sweater. I am working on this one. So there you are. There's my Louisa Harding. And for those folks that are new, that's what it will be. And I love it. Absolutely love it. This is in my Mondo bag that my mother made for me. Isn't that so pretty?
She makes amazing bags.
I know, I love them. I love that she's my mom.
Grandma, I have the bag that you made me. It's amazing. And every time that I open it to get my project out, that's from where the first skein ended.
Yep.
It's really, really nice. It's very convenient.
It's a great size.
It is a really great size, and yeah, so thank you very much. It was very thoughtful, and it was a Christmas present of 2021, and so it's so yeah, just thank you very much, and I love you very, very much.
Okay, so my next whip is in this bag. Ask me where I got this bag.
Where did you get that bag?
I have no idea. I have no clue where this bag came from. I was trying to think about it, and I have no idea where this came from.
Is that the bag that I used to do this one at first?
Yep, but I have no idea where I got it. Anyway, so the next whip I'm going to share with you is by Woolly Wormhead, and it's called Shadowed. It is a free pattern. So yeah, there you go. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. If you go to my Ravelry page, I do have it linked in my project page. And now I'll show you my progress. So if you remember last week, I had one of the panels complete. And now I've got 2.5 complete. You see how it's gonna look like a hat?
I do.
I love it. I think it's turning out so great. And it is such a fun project. So fun. And it's done with short rows. So each row is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So I have to make one of these little pie-shaped panels 9 times. So I do this repeat 9 times, and then I take off my provisional cast on, and I'll go back and do, oh, that puppy. I'll do the Kitchener stitch to close up the hat. And so then I'll have the brim. I'm so excited. So there's my Woolly Wormhead hat. I should put a stitch marker on there. Would you hand me that pink bowl right there? Just so I can keep track of where I'm at. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
This is one of the bowls I made. We gave these away as door prizes to my daughter's baby shower. I made a bunch of those. Okay, let me just put a little progress keeper on here so that we know right where I am for the next time I show it. There we go.
I got that song stuck in my head.
Coffee, 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 coffee,
No.
coffee, coffee.
No. I'm a happy dog. I'm a happy dog.
I was getting ready to make coffee this morning and I started singing, and that's the happy song. And I was happy about making coffee. I was like, coffee, 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 coffee. And he starts singing the real song.
My happy dog. I'm a happy dog.
Okay, so the next one, the next whip I will share with you is in a bag that my mother made. And it's called the Nyla Scarf and Wrap. Let's see here. That's how you would spell it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's pictures. I just don't want to show the pattern because I did pay for this one. There we go. And I am using silk on this, and it is lovely. So
really quick.
Yeah.
So with it being a shawl, are you making two different ones, a wrap and a shawl?
No.
Or can you use the shawl as a wrap?
You can use it as a scarf
Uh-huh.
or as a wrap.
And a shawl.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Well, see, in my mind, so you guys tell me, what is the difference between a wrap and a shawl? In my mind, a shawl is triangular shaped. It's like what your grandmother would kind of drape over her shoulders. And a wrap, in my mind, is rectangular. It could be just as big, but that's what's in my head.
Can I kind of try and answer that?
Would you please?
A wrap, I would wear a wrap.
You would wear a wrap.
Yes. I would not wear a shawl. I feel like that's more feminine.
This is a wrap.
I was kind of thinking of a cowl.
So you're thinking of a cowl.
Yeah. Okay. A
cowl is connected.
I mean, I could still see like guys wearing that.
Oh, I can totally see a guy wearing something like that, but you tuck the ends in.
Exactly.
So we're looking at this here. So if you had this, you just kind of tuck those little tails in or wear it under a nice jacket. Yeah, totally. So anyway, this is one that I am making for a dear loved one that can't wear wool. And this is where I was the last time you guys saw it. And this is where I am now. I love the colors. I think it's definitely, it is quick. It's definitely a pattern that's quick to pick up. And this will get love a lot more focus. I'm moving my stitch holder, my place marker right now so that I can keep track and show you guys accurately where I am each week and how much work has been done. But as I get these things done, I'll be able to focus more time on the whips that I have. You can't stop singing that song.
Yeah, the happy song. I'm a happy dog. I'm a happy.
Okay, so the next one I'm going to share is my muscle burrow.
Your muscle burrow.
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 Muscle burrow.
Muscle burrow.
So, lovely lady in our Zoom group who I adore the fact that I can call her a friend. It was so funny because she was just like, Tanya, I want to tell you how to properly say this, but I don't. She was very concerned about how she was going to come off and correct the way I pronounce this the name of this. And I was just so grateful. Like, thank you. Thank you so much. Because I don't want to walk around sounding like an idiot. And you care enough about me to correct me so that I don't walk around sounding like an idiot. I was so grateful. So it's muscle burra.
Bruh. Sorry, what were you calling it?
Muscle burrow.
Burrow.
Yeah. But it's a
burra.
Muscle burra.
So shouldn't it end in like a U?
Well, I'm not going to correct how people spell it.
Yeah, no, but what it sounds like.
Yeah. Yes. Burra. Sounds to me like it should end in an A. But anyway, the last time you guys saw this, I had cast it on, and it was probably about this big. That's probably accurate. But I was doing it on a US 2, and it was super tight. I really wasn't too sure that that's what it needed to be. And so I took it all out and I've restarted it. I am loving the fabric of this. And what a fantastic Zoom knit project. So I recast it on in a US 3 and I think it looks great. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Yeah, and it does go quick. I mean, I'm marking it and it's like, wow, I made a lot of progress in the, 2 hours I was on Zoom. So again, I'm going to move my stitch marker, my place marker. And the material of this, the fabric, the way it's looking, I love it. It makes me think of denim, not corduroy. Denim. Yes, it makes me think of denim. So, and I don't know who I'm making a lot of these projects for. I just knew I wanted to make them. So they'll go in my tote, and when a birthday comes up or Christmas comes up, I'll already have completed handmade projects.
Really quick, with that little joke thing, it reminds me of denim, and she looked at me, not corduroy. I think in the last video, for like people who are watching, this is their first video that they're watching. I think you said denim, and then afterwards I was just like, oh, I thought you were. I heard denim, but I was thinking corduroy.
Took you a minute.
It did, and so I think that was in the last video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not to be mistaken. Okay, and the final whip that I'm going to share also ties into activities. So this, if you guys remember, I was talking about a Lent mystery make-along. And on Ash Wednesday, which was March 2nd, you've got your first clue, which she sent out the clues early. And I'm very glad that she did, because I was able to reorganize my colors. I was able to see that there was going to be striping, and I was able to think, okay, I know I don't want these two that are so similar striping with one another. So I was really grateful that she sent it out like that. And I was able to cast it on. So I am current with this mystery shawl. I am using the minis that I got from Ruth at Ruth Loves to Knit. I got a lot of minis from her when she was going through a D-stash, and it just feels so great to be putting them into this Lent mystery make-along. Did I tell you that she commented on our last video?
I think you did.
Oh, talk about a fangirl moment.
Yeah.
I was like,
I watched it. It was. Yeah.
I didn't want to respond because I was afraid I wasn't going to say something. I was going to sound like an idiot or do a typo. It took me a little bit. But anyway.
Did you end up responding?
Yes, I did. So anyway, here is my Lent mystery knit along. And I had two colors that were white and speckly like this, and I just don't think the stripes would have shown up as well had I not known what it was going to be for the first bit of clue. So this white here is color C, so day 3, which would be today, Friday. So I have a couple more rows of this to go in today. So I am current, and I am so happy with these colors. Truly, truly enjoying this shawl. I'm very excited to be doing this. It feels wonderful to participate. And I do have another girlfriend who's doing it with us, and the shop owner at the knitting shop is doing it with us. That's who actually told me about it. So I am very excited about this. This mystery make-along, I do not have up on Ravelry. I've looked for the designer to have like a page or something on her Ravelry, and I need to go spend more time looking because I haven't been able to find it. So this is being done by Adminie Stuff. She does have a website, and I just don't think the pattern's on Ravelry yet for me to create a project page. So the yarn I'm using is yarn from the D-Stash with Ruth Loves to Knit. And the pattern is Adminie McPurley, but her first name's Devon. What is her last name? Ventry? Yep. So let's see here if I can do this without, there we go. Here's her name over here. So I'm excited to be doing it. I'm excited that there's a few of us doing it together. I just think that makes everything so much more fun. So yeah, that is the final whip I have to talk about. You want to talk about your whip?
I will. I would love to. Okay. How long have I been working on this blanket?
A couple months.
Couple months.
I don't know when we got the yarn for it. Yeah.
Okay. So I did take it home after the last video, and so I was working on it. So instead of putting it down and then leaving it here at my mom's, and then the next time I'm working on it would be during the next video. I did put a little bit more progress into it. So this is how far I've gotten, and yeah, right there, and so and let me.
Did you work? So usually, like, he'll come over during the week and not knit.
Yeah.
Just on episodes. But this time, you took it home. I was kind of surprised when he was like, hey, I'm going to take this home.
Yeah. Because I'm sure that, like, people who are, watching all of our videos, and then they see me, like, towards the beginning, I would have inches that would be done in the next, every episode, but then it kind of slowed down a little bit. And so, so I decided to just take it home so I could work on it. And yes, so, but this yarn is very soft, and it's going to be very, very warm.
I want to interrupt you for 1 second,
okay.
And I'll remind you that you're getting ready to talk about your yarn.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing you say right now is that you wanted to put more progress in because you thought people wanted to see more progress because it used to be inches. And I want you to know, because I know that you read the comments as well.
Yeah.
So you see how supportive and encouraging everybody in this community has been.
Yes.
You're not,
and thank you.
Are
guys.
you getting pressure from that?
No. I'm not getting pressure, but I'm thinking, like, okay, the little bit of progress that I'm putting forth into it is, there's no, I'm not getting any like, come on, man, like, you could do it, like, you can get more. Like, I'm not getting that at all.
Okay, good. Because it's super encouraging. I've been like, wow, this is awesome. This is exactly exactly what we were looking for when we started this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this sense of community, and whatever you put into that, that's your blanket. You get to put what you want into that.
Yes.
As long as you're enjoying it, I'm happy.
You know, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. But I was thinking, you know, like for the viewers, like I'm sure that it would be nice if I had a little bit more progress. Like I took it home with me and I, you know, work on it and I yeah.
Okay, because you had stopped setting goals.
Yeah.
Because you didn't like that pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah, because I don't.
But
I enjoy it.
Did it feel different this time? Taking it home, knowing if I work on it, I work on it. If I don't, it's okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I worked on it for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
So I put a couple like an inch and a half on it,
mm-hmm.
and so but the reason I stopped setting goals is because I enjoy this,
mm-hmm.
and but like I feel like if I set goals, there's going to be pressure. Like, okay, I need to sit down and work on my blanket, because I set a goal and I don't want to miss that goal. And it's I feel like it would become a chore, and so I stopped setting goals because I enjoy this. I don't want it to be like a hassle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I have to do it, and it's Mm-hmm.
All right, so talk about the yarn.
Okay, so
sorry for that little tangent.
No, I feel like it was a good conversation.
Okay.
Part, yeah. So this yarn is it's called Bernay, and it calls for a 8mm,
mm-hmm. which is a
US 11.
Perfect.
And it is 100% polyester.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100% polyester, and so my mom said that it's my blanket, and it's my blanket, but I want to donate it to a homeless shelter or to a hospital. I don't know. I want to donate it, mm-hmm. but if I'm going to donate it to a homeless shelter, I'm going to keep it until the fall. Because here during the summertime, it's colder, but I don't think it's where you need a blanket, like a jacket. But
we had, and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make more sense in a minute. But we had a young lady email me and say, "Hey, I'm watching your video, and I just got to the point where Anthony was talking about donating his blanket,
mm-hmm.
and she makes donations to the Linus Project." So we're going to look into that. But I think with the Linus Project, that's for baby blankets. And they have to be a certain dimension. So we're going to look into that. But we did have someone email me and talk about that.
Yes. And do you remember I was talking about making baby blankets and then donating them to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that calls for a specific yarn and specific dimensions.
Mm-hmm. But what a great cause. So we did have someone email about that. So
yeah, no, definitely.
That was awesome. You know who you are.
Yes, thank you for that. And so after this blanket, I'm going to start making baby blankets because I was talking about doing that,
mm-hmm.
and so that right there just kind of, because I remember we were talking about so what are you gonna make after the blanket? I was like, I don't know,
mm-hmm.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but so now I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make baby blankets and donate them to the hospital, and so yeah.
Okay, is that it for your whip? Okay.
It is.
So you talked about your needles.
My needles.
your US 11s.
Yes, my US 11s.
Yep. And you talked about your yarn.
Yes.
And you talked about your progress.
Yes.
Oh, you have a matching notion pouch.
I do. Oh yeah, my grandma, she made me this bag, and then it's got different colors, and then it has
Can I help you hold it?
Yeah, and then pockets. There's 2 pockets.
Mm-hmm. Lovely pockets.
Yes. And then she also made me a matching notions bag, and
show them the key fob of the little zipper pulls.
Yes. Okay, so this one, it says.
Oh, you don't have to take it off. Just hold it up there.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Can you see it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
What's it?
It says faith.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then this one is a guardian angel.
Yep.
And,
there you go.
yeah.
I didn't realize you had a matching notion pouch. I'm sure I saw it when we got the bag, but I totally forgot about that.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's it for whips.
For whips.
Guess what I have?
What do you have?
I have an FO.
Oh no.
Ask me what it is.
Can I guess?
You may guess.
Is it Z-Swan?
It's my ranunculus. So this was a 1 skein sweater, and I did use 1 skein. I used Plucky Knitter, their luster base, which is wool, silk. I have it right here. So this is in my Knitted Niceties bag. It was in my Knitted Niceties bag. Now it is complete. I did it on a US 10 and a half. Nope, a US 8. That was for the cuffs. I used the US 10 for the sweater. But for the ribbing around the waist, I used the 8. But this was Plucky Knitter Luster Fingering, which is 30% fine merino, 40% silk, and 30% yak. 465 yards, 100 grams. It was a one-hit wonder from Plucky Knitter, which was $10 because her one-hit wonders are $10.
So that's a $10 sweater.
It's a $10 sweater. And this is how much yarn I have left. And I have this much left because I was doing the waist, the ribbing around the bottom, and I did not want to play chicken. I did not want to play yarn chicken. I could have, now that I see this, I could have probably made one more round of ribbing before I bound off, but I wasn't going to play that game. So I do have this much yarn left. I used my Plucky Knitter, and this was the project that I was, my friend loaned me her Likey interchangeable needle set, and I used her 10s. Those are amazing needles. It was so smooth. And I don't know if they're always that smooth or just when they're working with silk and yak and wool, but they were pretty dynamite needles. I really enjoyed those. And even for using a size US 10, which I think is a 6mm. I don't know for sure. I'll try to put it on the screen. But yeah, even with the US 10 that I was using, the tip was still pointy. And if you've watched me at all, you'll know I prefer the lace tip. And when you get to needles that are that size, it's tough to get something that pointy. So yeah.
I'm going to move my...
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
your progress. Good. You need to do that. Awesome. I'm glad you remembered. So yeah, I have an FO. Anthony took a video of me outside by the fence because that seemed like the best lighting, and I'll insert that here. that sweater. It was fun. Okay, so I think that's it for FOs. Activities. I am working on my granny stripe blanket for Caroline of Aria Bark. She's having a Yappy and Scrappy make-along for scrappy blankets. So if you're interested in participating in that, go over and see Caroline at Aria Bark Designs. She does have a podcast. She's created a Ravelry group for this make-along. But for any more details, you want to go watch her. I am participating in that Lint mystery make-along, which I'm loving. And April 16th, we are doing another cast-on party, and I'm struggling not casting on because I've got folks like this lovely lady on Instagram where she's sending me these sweaters, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. And then if you can see, I'm going to move your chair a little bit, maybe. Ugh, you see this box and this tote behind Anthony? That's yarn. That's all yarn. And I have stuff sitting on top, and I'm like, oh, I want to cast that on for the next cast-on party. But I'm not casting anything on until April 16th. What's on my needles is on my needles, and that's it. So, goals for next week. I would love to have another FO. Don't know what it's going to be because I'm enjoying everything. I'm enjoying all of it. But that's going to be my goal, is to get another something off of the needles. And that's it. I think that's it for my goals. I did just recently move our website from one hosting company to another. So I'm working on rebuilding our website. So trying to get some of that progress done would be great as well. But that's kind of behind the scenes stuff that you guys wouldn't really see. Now, there is something that I had meant to talk about. And if you guys have watched for a few weeks, you'll know a few weeks ago, so I recorded on Friday, and then I went to the yarn shop for our knit night. And there were lots of folks in this community there that evening. And there was one particular person, and I was just in awe, truly in awe. And I felt kind of weird because I kept staring. And I knew that I couldn't just continue to just stare. I needed to go over and introduce myself, and I needed to have a conversation with this person. And so after my interaction, I was like, would you mind if I talked about you on my knitting channel on YouTube? She was like, oh my gosh, no, that would be great. And so then I had that week where my mom says that I'm good for the year. Nothing else in 2022 can go wrong for me because it all took place in that week. And so when I recorded that week, I didn't talk about that person because I was so distracted with my own stuff. And she's the person that wrote and said, hey, I've been watching your channel. And Anthony was just talking about his blankets.
Oh.
And I want you to know that this is I've donated blankets to the Linus Project. And if you're looking for a place, so she had reached out to me, and just that morning I had been taking notes for this episode, and I wrote on there, Naomi's Nook. Now, Naomi, let me tell you about Naomi.
Is that the person that you met?
Yes.
Okay.
So Naomi was sitting at the yarn shop, and she's knitting, and she's speaking to the person sitting with her, and she's not looking at what she's knitting, and she's knitting a sock, and she's just going to town. She's got her little ball cap on, and I say little. Naomi is 11 years old.
What?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Naomi is an 11-year-old girl who is spending her Friday night at the knitting shop with her mom. That's who she's sitting there with. Knitting a sock. She's making hats for her brothers. And Naomi, I don't know much about your siblings, so I don't know if it's a single brother or multiple brothers. You're welcome to tell me. And I was staring at her because, well, first off, you all know how I feel about my sock knitting. And here's this 11-year-old girl knitting a sock, not looking at what she's doing. I go over to introduce myself because it's a little creepy that I'm sitting here staring. And her mom was the nicest lady. I mean, she was just very personable and very friendly. And she's like, yeah, she's teaching me how to knit.
What?
Yes. And I said, do you mind if I videotape what you're working on? And she's like, no, go right ahead. And so I do have a little clip of Naomi knitting in the yarn shop. And last week I didn't go to the yarn shop, and I got an email from her. She's like, hey, I was there and I didn't see you. And I was like, oh man, neat kid, like 11 years old. What were you doing at 11? You know what I mean? I know I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking to be crafting and hanging out with my mom anywhere. And this kid was just, I mean, she was very soft-spoken and just a very sweet kid. And she's looking, she took a break from her knitting and she's walking around. And of course, I don't know if everybody in the yarn shop noticed her like I noticed her. But all of my girlfriends, I'm like, do you see the 11-year-old over there knitting?
Teaching her mom how to knit?
I mean, I was floored. So anyway, Naomi, quite impressive. Truly enjoyed meeting you. I look forward to being able to knit with you again. Naomi does have a Facebook page, and I'm going to, I don't know if I'll put it on the screen or I'll link it down below. Maybe I'll do both. But go check her out. She's designed some things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Naomi, you got it going on.
Yes, I cannot say enough because I was just so impressed. Like, especially in today's society, you have kids that are out running amok, and you have kids that don't have the respect for their elders, and
not at all.
And you have some that do, you know what I mean? And you do have those kids, but it's just so refreshing. It was truly refreshing to see this young lady doing something that she was enjoying. You know, she was enjoying making, and she was enjoying the time with her mom, and she's very talented. I mean, looking at the stuff that she's made, and I have looked at her Facebook page, and anyway, if it strikes you, go check out Naomi's Nook on Facebook. And I know that she did tell me she was watching the channel, so feel free to make any type of comments, and hopefully she will see any comments directed towards her, because she was fantastic. I can't say enough. So anyway, Naomi, thank you. Thank you so much for the Linus Project suggestion. I love that she's making stuff for her siblings. I just think it's wonderful. I have self-diagnosed myself with a condition.
Oh boy. Let's hear it.
Cast-on-itis. I just want to cast on more things. Truly, I just want to cast on more things. I do have a list for my cast-on party on the 16th. I do plan on casting on the Stephen West Slipstravaganza blanket. I'm gonna go to Joann Fabrics and I'm gonna check out their yarn because I'm gonna do it something acrylic, I think, because then it can be washed and I don't have to. Yeah, there's just no way I could spend that amount of money on indie dyed yarn for that blanket. So I am going to work on getting that done. I do have some cotton. I'm looking to, I'll tell you what my motivation is I have this stack back here and I know, oh, look at it. That's all he has left in the second ball.
Yeah, the second skein, but I have many more.
2 or 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3 more.
Yep. But after that last cast on party, knowing that I had pulled 12 skeins from my stash was so exciting for me. So I'm very excited to be pulling more stuff out of those boxes right there. But I really want to cast on stuff.
Castonitis.
Castonitis. Alex is out of school this morning, so I don't know if you've heard her. We do have a parent-teacher conference with her morning teacher, and then she will go to her afternoon school this afternoon. I think that's it. You have anything else?
Well, with activities, I have met somebody and we are now, she's going to church now, because it wasn't something that she was doing. And so, so now it's become a regular thing. She's going to church, the church that I go to, and she's really liking it. So, so yeah.
Okay. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
I do believe.
I can't think of anything else. I will think of stuff as soon as I close this out. All right, you guys. So we will see you in a week or so. Bye.
See ya.